All right. I want to say all praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakwadash, double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the sincere brethren. I came out there across the four winds, the four corners of the globe, pushing the truth, the good news of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and proclaiming the downfall of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and his wicked empire. Hey, so the topic of this video is gonna be Esau Edom. Esau Edom. Cause the dynamic of Esau, Edom, and Jacob, you know what I mean, is always it is a mainstay of the truth. And I've seen brothers going into that more and more recently. So hey, Esau Edom, which Esau Edom is the so-called white man. That he's the father of the he's a progenitor of the Edomites, man, of you so-called white people, you Caucasians, whether you call yourself French, Dutch, Spaniard, so on and so forth, English, British, Swedish. The Caucasian race, your father is Esau Edom, according to the Bible, according to truth. This is the book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, talking about Isaac and Rebecca, as those are the father and the mother of Esau, Edom, and Jacob. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, so 2 babies. And the first came out red all over. Actually, let me start up. Genesis chapter 25 verse 22. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife. So Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, sought out Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because she was barren, and the Lord entreated of him, and Rebecca his wife conceived. So Isaac, because in the ancient world, being a barren woman was not a blessed thing, man. It was not a good thing, man. Men wanted to have children. Men wanted to have progeny. You understand? Especially sons. And the children struggled together, and Rebecca his wife conceived, so she was able to get pregnant, and the children struggled together within her. So there was a struggle within Rebecca. Why? Because that was a precursor. That was a foreshadowing as to these nations being in a struggle with each other for forever, man, for perpetuity. To this day. You understand? So-called black man, so-called white man, man. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? Say, this is a blessing. Why is this all this turmoil happening in my stomach? What's going on? Why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So she went to a prophet, a seer of the ancient times, man, a man of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. 2 nations. That's to show you, man. You could be biologically related, but the Most High could separate you into 2 nations, man. Just like he did with Isaac and Ishmael. Because Isaac, his seed goes to what? Jacob. But Ishmael is his own nation, man. But both of them come from what? Abraham. The same stock, the same father. So, but the Lord could do that, man. The Lord could separate 2 brothers into 2 different nations, man. You understand? While the 12 tribes of Israel, we are brothers, and we all under the same nation. So that's the dynamics of the Lord same way. Because some people might be simple and come up with that. Well, if they come from the same father, how they can be 2 different nations? Because the Lord said so. Because the Lord divided them. The Lord divided the spirits that are going to come from this man, and the spirits that's going to come from that man. The Lord is omnipotent, and the Lord can do that. And that's what he did with Esau and Jacob. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other. Who is stronger? So-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, man. Proven time and time again. Just look at the athletic world. Who dominates it? So-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Americans. 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. So the elder shall serve the younger. Who is the elder? Esau, Edom shall serve the younger. Going into what? The kingdom. The kingdom of heaven, man. But Esau, Edom is going to be serving Jacob, man. And even also it happened in the ancient world too, where the Edomites under the Israelites, same way, man, during the time of King David. But this time, in the kingdom is gonna be lock and fist, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna be for 1,000 years. And then Edom is gonna be wiped out, which I'm gonna get to that. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in a room, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, because Esau, Edom, what? Lacked that pigmentation. Ishashua, that's Esau's name in the Hebrew, means what? Wasted away. Wasted away. What is wasted away? He doesn't have no brown melanin, man. He lack it, man. He's deficient in melanin. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they call his name Esau, Joshua. And after came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, kind of representing what? Jacob is going to be the one to take Esau out of power, man. You know what I mean? Yahweh Shai. Going to take Esau out of power, because Esau, Edom is ruling right now. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The Caucasian race is the ones who's running the world right now, man. They're the superpowers of the planet. You understand? They're the one with all the nuclear missiles, man. You have some other heathens that have power, man, but Esau, Edom, the nations of Esau, Edom, are the main superpowers of the planet. Russia, America, England, France, Netherlands, Germany. These are the superpowers of the planet, both militarily and more so even economically, man. You understand? Because the nations are gaining power militarily, man. That's why, probably going to do a World War III update. But, China looking to what? Going on Taiwan, man. China have the largest navy now, man. So these nations are rising up against Esau, man. Getting ready to come up against her. Ready to come up against him, man. And her being Babylon the Great. And first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. And after came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. Notice they didn't describe how Jacob looked. Why? Because Jacob came out normal. Meaning what? He had complexion. He had a melanin. Unlike Esau, that was like a shocking thing to them, man. Because they never seen a quote unquote albino, a leper, a Edomite before, man. You know what I mean? That was new onto them. So that's why they named him after how he was looking. Joshua wasted away. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, going into the Jacob hand holding Esau's heel. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. For Esau, Salakia, 6 verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times? So this Ezra is looking for what? What is the end times? Things to look for in the end times. What to look for, Lord? What should we look for? This is what Ezra is praying. This is what Ezra is looking for, man. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follow it? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So, this is Ezra's, the book of Ezra's, going all the way back to what? Esau and Jacob, man. Going back to the birth, man, where Jacob hand held first the heel of Esau. Similar what? Jacob is going to be the one to take Esau out of power. Yahweh Shai going to be the one to take Esau out of power, man. And it's not for Esau as the end of the world. So that's how we know we're living on the end of the world. Why? Because you have the Edomites. You have the Edomites in power, man. You know what I mean? You have the Edomites in power. And you have Jake on the bottom. So that's how we know, we at the end, man. This is it, man. And we're able to measure the time. 2nd Ezra 9:1. We're able to measure the time by knowing what? Esau, Edom is in power. And Esau, Edom end up what? Ultimately what? Selling his birthright, man. Selling his birthright for what? Some what is it? Red pottage. That's what the scriptures say. Some pottage, man. Actually, let me get it, man. Because it's gonna continue. And the boys grew. Genesis chapter 25. verse 26, 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, even to this day. Edomites love the field, man, love hunting. That's one of their main thing, hunting for sport. Jake hunts, but Jake hunts for food. Jake hunts, to provide for himself. Edom just hunts to hunt. It's a pastime for Edomites to go hunting, man. And they get all into it too, man. They put duck piss and all type of shit on them when they go hunting, cover themselves in all type of, nasty, crazy shit to hunt animals, man. Jake don't do that, man. When Jake is in the hunting, Jake just go hunting to get some food and call it a day, man, not for sport. Genesis chapter 25, verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So Jacob, what? Like to kick it in the crib, man. Just like Jake today, man. So Jake is Jake, man. Jake just want to kick it in the crib, man. You know what I mean? Just kicking it, man. But and Isaac loved Esau, but he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob. So Isaac, he had an affinity for Esau. Hey, of course, that was his firstborn son. But Rebekah loved Jacob, man. You know what I mean? Hey, that's why Jake loved his mama, man. And if you read on, man, Rebekah was the one to help Jacob out, man, to get to supplant Esau to get the blessing, man. You know what I mean? And Esau, Salakia, and Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, because Edom means what? Red, man. So Esau went out hunting, and he didn't catch anything, so he came back faint. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. So that's Jake right there finessing, man, because Jacob understood the value of the birthright, man, but Esau didn't. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall his birthright do to me? So Esau, Edom, being a demon and the devil that he is, man, he did not consider. Why? Because the spirit that was in him is not upright, is not righteous. You understand? It is not righteous, man. That's why he didn't consider the blessing. And the scriptures say that he did not consider the blessing afterwards, man. But that's Esau, Edom, a very carnal, worldly man, man. That's Esau, Edom to this day, man. You know what I mean? Sold his birthright for some stew, man. That's an Edomite, man. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. Jacob finessing, like Jake does. He swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. There it is, man. So Jacob got the birthright, man. You know what I mean? Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, man. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and the pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Why? Because his birthright was righteous, man. Would call for him to be a righteous spirit, man, a righteous man, and he wasn't, man, through the spirit. I mean, even though he was raised to be, he had that demonic devil spirit in him, man, that spirit of Cain. So that's why he despised it, man. That's why he despised it, man. Well, he sold it, man. Well, you're gonna come back and ball later on when Jacob, follows through. It don't work. So this is the book of Genesis chapter 27, going into the blessing. I'm going to go into when Esau, going to try to come get the blessing, but he's going to realize Jacob already supplanted it, man. Jacob already got it. You understand? You forget what you did, Esau. You forget what you did. You done sell it off, man. You done sell it off, and the Most High honored that. Hey, the Most High honored that deal that Jacob made with Esau, man. Because the Most High could have easily not honored it, but the Most High honored it, man, through the Spirit. And that's beautiful, man. That's why we, the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, say we have hope, man. We have salvation. We have the kingdom. You know what I mean? Because our forefather Jacob did what he did, man. This book of book of Esau. Hey, I say, man. The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and had taken away thy blessing. Finesse, man. You got finessed, Esau. And the Most High, and really why the Most High did that, man, is going back to what Cain and Abel, man. Because, hey, Cain killed Abel, man. And Esau, Edom is Cain in the reincarnation, man. You know what I mean? So that's why this time around, the Most High mocked him, man. Oh yeah, nigga, I'm gonna have Jacob, I'm gonna have Abel finesse you, man. You know what I mean? Make you look like a clown, man. Out of the birthright, man, because of that wicked shit that you did back then, man. You know what I mean? Because you're like, damn, why did the Most High allow that? Why did the Most High allow Esau to sell a birthright, man? Why did the Most High honor it, man? Because what? The Most High was clowning Esau, man, clowning Cain, man. You know what I mean? Shitting on him, man, for the wicked deed that he did in his past life, man. And the Most High could do that, man. You know what I mean? And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and had taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob, Yaakov? For he had supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he had taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? Yeah, Esau, you is going to be blessed. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Can you imagine this little third Esau? You know how Edomites get, man? You know how Edomites get when they been finessed, man. You know what I mean? When they catching a bad one, start crying, start bitching up. You know what I mean? That's not fair. It's not fair. Black people always winning. That's not fair. Hey, man, that was Esau, man. Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Our hurt, man. Salakia, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Bitching up, man. Like Edomites do to this day, man. Bitching up. Complaining, man. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by the word, and by the sword shalt thou live. So thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. That's why everywhere you go in this world, you know what I mean? Any country you go to, Esau, Edomites, so-called white people, they have the best of the land, man. You go down to the islands, you go down to South America, it's Edomites who live in good, man. It ain't the locals, man. It ain't the indigenous peoples, man. Any country you go to that is not Edomite majority, and you have Edomites there, they live in the best, man. They live in better than the indigenous people. They live in better than the local people. Why? Because they got that blessing to be the fatness of the earth, man. And I know that firsthand, man. Because I'm from a country that's majority Jake, man. From an island that's majority Jake. But guess what? Who own all of them beachfront properties, those mansions? Edomites, man. It ain't no Jakes. It's Edomites, man. And the politicians sell out to them Edomites, man. The politicians sell out, the government sell out to them rich Edomites. Hey, Jeffrey Epstein, man. You know what I mean? Jeffrey Epstein is a prime example, man. Down there in the Virgin Islands, man. Them Edomites living fat, man. And why you Jakes down there working for them and catching hell, man? You their servants, man. You their servants in your own country, man. you the rich Edomite servants in your own country, man. But hey, that's only for this time, man. Because ultimately, Esau, Edom is our servants, man. You know what I mean? And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, and that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So hey, by thy sword, because Esau, Edom is a man of war. You know what I mean? From ancient times to this time, Alexander the Great, so-called great, hey, he couldn't rest until he waged war, man. You know what I mean? The Greeks, man. And hey, today you have America, man. America is invading countries left and right, man. Interfering in countries militarily left and right. Hey, they looking to what? Come up against China, man. Out they over there in China's backyard in the South China Sea. Looking to wage war, man. But that's Esau, Edom. And Esau, Slakia, and when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Because, hey, we not running Esau right now, man. Esau don't broke that yoke, man. You know what I mean? We don't have Esau in subjection. Esau has us in subjection. But this is only for a time. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. That's the hatred Esau had for Jacob, man. But you can't get mad at Esau. Hey, that's just his lot, man. You know what I mean? That's just his lot. But Esau hated Jacob, and Edomites hate Jacob to this day, man. That's why you Jakes catching the hell that you catching. That's why you can never, as a group, come up. And cause Esau wouldn't let it happen. Cause these elites, they know, man. They know, they know the history, man, and they know the prophecies. This book of Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. Esau Edom, that perpetual hatred, going back to Genesis that I just read, man. Because Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. So Esau Edom has a perpetual hatred even to this day, man. You know what I mean? So hey, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, don't expect no reparations, don't expect no justice from this man. Because he has that hatred to this day for you Israelites. Because what? You know, the elites, and even through the spirit, these regular Edomites know, hey, if you come up, that means they have to go down, man. These regular Edomites know, man. Trust me, they know, man. If you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have to come up, that means they have to go down, man. You understand? Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in a time of calamity, in a time that the iniquity had an end. So that's why Esau Edom has that perpetual hatred, man. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Said thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. As Esau Edom has what? Shed the blood of the children of Israel, hundreds of millions, man. The Gadites, Reubenites, you know what I mean? The indigenous people of the Americas, the Negroes, the transatlantic slave trade, so on and so forth. Hey, Esau Edom hasn't shied away from shedding the blood of the children of Israel. So guess what? The Most High is going to require that blood from you, man. Require justice from you. You Edomites, Esau Edom. You understand? Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it that passeth out, and him that returneth. So the Most High is about to make a move on Esau Edom, man. You know what I mean? The Most High is about to prepare slaughter, like Isaiah 14 said, for Esau Edom and his children, man. You know what I mean? So hey, it is what it is, man. Yeah, Jacob supplanted Esau out of the birthright. Right now Esau is on top, but guess what? Jacob gonna get the last laugh, man. Jacob is gonna come out on top at the end of the day, man. You know what I mean? Jacob is gonna come out on top at the end of the day, man. So you Edomites, hey, enjoy it while it lasts, because hey, the time of our iniquity is almost accomplished, according to Lamentations, the 4th chapter. Jacob's time of being in prison under you Edomites is soon accomplished, man. Hey, so with that, I want to say all praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakodash, double honors to the apostles, elders of great millstone who rule well, Shalom to the elect.